Good people, welcome to my channel again. In this playlist, we are currently talking about healer's astrology, how we can heal different parts of our life. We have different parts, compartments of our life, right? We have work, job, relationships, business, money, health, blah blah blah. If you're new to my channel, I would invite you to subscribe because lots of content is coming in. If you're watching on podcast, you can click on the YouTube link and go ahead and visit this channel. Probably learn something. Okay, we are speaking of Gana, or the groups, the three groups of people on Earth. So I made a lot of playlists, not playlists, a couple of videos I would think on this, and you can link it up in the YouTube. Go through that because it's a detailed engineering analysis of, from an engineer's perspective, what is the 27 Nakshatras divided into groups of people on Earth. Okay, there are three groups of people on Earth, 9 each, which makes 27 of the Nakshatras or constellations. Okay, what are these groups divided into? These are neglected a lot in my opinion, but we could use a lot of these kind of approaches in understanding the nature, the inherent nature of a person. They are the Deva Gana, the Manushya Gana and the Rakshasa Gana. I have shortened the forms there. Mainly used in relationships, matching, the great Indian style of matrimony, matchmaking, right? First give the horoscope of the boy, horoscope of the girl, match them. There are lots of point system and da da da. If it follows certain number of points, then it's good for marriage. Go and get hitched. That's the traditional system which has been followed. So this particular concept is mainly used in Indian traditional matchmaking of bride and groom, boys and girls, horoscopes, and so on and so forth. Now, point number 3 you see there on the screen is my own take on it because of the study that I have made. Take it for what it's worth. Dev Gana to Dev Gana will be a good match. Manushya Gana to Manushya Gana would be a good match, and Rakshasa Gana to Rakshasa Gana would be a good match. That's it in its simplest form. That's just the summary. Again, I'll link up the 3 YouTube videos I made on that, and you can have a detailed look if you're interested in the Indian matchmaking of horoscopes and what the technology is all about. But again, there I have seen lots of misconceptions being used. No wonder there are lots of divorces in the modern day India, right? People need to closer look at what they are messing around with before they step into this, or before they give to some random astrologer from the street and tell him, you match my boy and this girl's horoscope. Pay him some money, probably bribe him, and then get on with it, and then they have a divorce. La la la, You should take a careful look at what you're getting into, folks. If anything, I would suggest that. Dev Gana. What are these people? What does Deva mean? The Devic energy means that these people are more towards sattwic type. They are moving towards the conceptual form, the idea form of things. They are looking to see the ideational concept of the matter. That's Devic energy. That's all. And Deva Gana does not mean these people are godly in nature. Hardly so. Nobody here is. Everybody has their own tendencies. So they should look for higher purpose. They are more cause for others oriented. They are more service oriented kind. By natural bent of mind, they would like to be of service for others. Now let's face it, the highest form of existence that we can have as human beings here is to be of service for others, not service for self all the time, not being selfish. Okay. Manushya Gana are the brick and mortar people, I call them. These are the people who are living in duality. They are building our houses. They are farmers who are farming, getting food for us. Weavers who make clothes for us. Beautiful people. So these are the people working strongly in duality. And they can shuttle between the Devic and the Rakshasic attributes. That means sometimes they like to think more about the higher philosophy of life, or go towards higher education, think about deeper concepts of life, that kind of a thing. That is Deva Gana. That is Manushya Gana, sorry. They sometimes go there, and other times they are going towards Rakshasa Gana. Rakshasa Gana is trying to go totally into materialism. It's like a scale. Everything is a scale here, okay? So these people, Manushya is like a rajasik energy. They are always shuttling between two extremes. Sometimes they are this, sometimes they are that. Changing minds, always in duality. My mind, sometimes I feel like reading very high funda books. Sometimes I'm like, no, I want to stick to fiction. I want to watch some Netflix. This is the rajasic energy, shuttling between seeking wisdom and seeking materialistic gain, going both ways. Rakshasa Gana, on the other hand, are materialist periods. They are just materialistic people. I want things for myself. I don't care about how I get it. End justifies the means. Take the great United States of America, for example. The whole place is full of Rakshasa Ganas. Okay, they are only interested in how do I make the dollar, how do I grow myself. And when they have lost everything, they come to India here to find themselves. Do the math. So that's materialistic only. They are trying to seek only materialistic gains, only for themselves. How do I benefit from this? Everything has to have a profit. Everything has to have a profit margin. Or everything has to have what's in it for me approach. That is Rakshasa Gana at its best. Okay. Now these are the Deva Gana, Manushya Gana, Rakshasa Gana on the pie chart over there. The blue ones marked in the outermost ribbon are the Deva Ganas. There are 9 of each, obviously. Manushya Gana is the brown ones, which are marked, and the yellow ones are the Rakshasa Gana ones. Okay. Now you will notice something here. I'll tell a couple of things, points straight away, which you can notice. The Deva Ganas, okay, many of them are in pairs. Like Ashwini and Bharani are in pairs next to each other. Punarvasu and Pushya are next to each other. Okay. And even though Saturn is a tamasic planet, the nakshatra lords are placed there. If you can read this chart. So starting from Ashwini, which is in Aries, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Rikshira, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya. You can see all this. You have to zoom in to read. Unfortunately, I'll try to stick a picture of this in my comments if you want to learn further. So, these nakshatras depend upon where they are placed. It's like if you have 9 planets, totally 9 planets is Vedic astrology. But what happens is, depending upon where Mars is placed, or Saturn is placed, or Rahu Ketu is placed, in which nakshatra, whether that is Manushya or Deva Gana, that depends upon that. So when you say a person is of Deva Gana kind, or Rakshasa Gana kind, or Manushya, before you try to decide such things, you should take the majority of the planets and where most of them fall into. Predominantly. If they predominantly fall into the Deva Gana nakshatras, wherever they are in this pie, in those nakshatras, they will have a Devic tendency. They will have a higher cause, higher purpose, higher wisdom, higher knowledge seeking tendency in them. This is a higher quality. Same way goes to the other two as well. First rule is that first take the majority of the planets, which kind of nakshatras they are placed in. Then you'll know the propensity of a person, folks. Boy or girl, or whether you're trying to use this for matchmaking or understanding personality, it doesn't matter. Do that first. Second, always check the ascendant, which nakshatra it is in, what kind, one of these 3 groups, and always check the moon, which nakshatra it is in. Why? Ascendant, it stands for the sun, moon stands for the mind. Okay, the soul and the mind, the heart and the mind. So this will predominantly give you the major drive of a person in his or her life, major, and it will carry through all the Mahadashas everywhere, throughout a person's life. For example, if a person's ascendant is in Deva Gana, but moon is in Rakshasa Gana, other extreme, the person's mind will be tending to be self-centered, but the soul is guiding them, no, don't do such things, let's do something for a higher purpose, let's do something for a higher cause. So they are in a split personality kind of a mode there, if it is in one or the other. If both are in Rakshasa Gana, they are clear in their ideals, they don't have any doubts, they are selfish, period. I am like this, period, and they move on with their life. But if one is in Dev, one is in Rakshasa, it kind of creates a kind of conflict of interest within oneself. On the other hand, if one is having both in Deva Gana, then the person will be really sattwic in nature. Ascendant is in Deva Gana and Moon is also in a Deva Gana Nakshatra. This is very good. Manushya Gana, obviously they are the brick and mortar people. They'll get on with whatever is dished out to them. Okay? This is a deep topic and we will cover it nakshatra by nakshatra as we go along, because this whole nakshatra story is like a wow. I mean, you can go on and on about different things. I'm trying to keep it as practical as possible. So when we get to the individual nakshatras, we shall see how to make it really practical and really relatable to all people watching this wherever, in whichever part of the world. Okay? So if you're not already, subscribe to my channel and then share this video if you are having some other person wanting to know what their basic propensity is. And when you're matchmaking, please, this is a very detailed science. It's not just about these three ganas. There are lots more things to go with it. Maybe I'll make some other playlist some other time. Don't worry about it. But in the meantime, just keep this in mind. Think about it. Research it on Google if you want. What are these Deva Gana Manushya? Although I didn't find a lot of materials out there which are, nothing made sense to me at least. It's just very stereotypical. These are not stereotypical types of analysis. This is analysis in the subject matter of the way it is told and the way it can be related in 2022 and beyond. Not being stuck in some mythological bullshit. Okay? So just be aware of this, and then I'll see you on the next. Okay? Take care. Thank you for all your likes, share, subscribe, and be safe.